By bringing women into the process, women add their unique perspectives, and that gets us to better solutions. Yeah, there's so many women through history. And then today, like I say, it's the women on the ground doing the work that are such an inspiration to me. So how I got into all of this, I guess that's a long story. But I am definitely a child of the 60s. I was at Berkeley during the late 60s and early 70s, and definitely a believer in that movement that was happening. And I was active in the peace movement during the Vietnam War days. And I knew people who had gone over and came back, and they were changed and wanting to see that stop. So that was the beginning of it, kind of coming out of the 60s. I wasn't in favor of people who had lots of money, and I had a pretty negative bias against that. And so as Marcel became more successful, it took me a while until I realized that we can actually do something. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to be able to give back. And so it's learning how best to do that. It's listening to the voices of the people on the front lines, on the ground. I have a lot of women role models. So many have gone before me, and we stand on their shoulders. Ruth Bader Ginsburg being one of the most recent. I'm a big fan of Eleanor Roosevelt. She was ahead of her time. Yeah, Elizabeth Cady Stanton was one of the very early suffragettes who got a lot of her inspiration from the Iroquois women. So another woman that inspired me was my daughter, who had cerebral palsy and multiple disabilities. She didn't speak. She required full assistance. And yet her presence, her spirit was so strong. And she served as my source of strength and my inspiration. So what value do women add? So there is mounting evidence, and that's one of the first things that our Secure Future did, was to document of all the evidence that's come in as to what difference it makes when women are present in these negotiations and the policy setting. Women bring a different skill set. As has been said before, you can't solve the problems with the same mindset that created them. And war has traditionally been a domain of the males, and women have been left out. So in the next 10 years, I would like to see our Secure Future grow, be an essential part of all the work of OEOs. So it's such a unique process of bringing together civil society and listening to the voices, and out of that, coming up with the policies created. So the continued work of that. So when I think ahead to the future, 2100, my vision is that we can have a more peaceful world. And I don't believe we're going to solve all of our problems, but I see this evolution process of humanity, of where we've come and what we're able to do now. And we have even greater tools to coordinate, to find solutions.